A pleasure to work with you, and also I also going to miss the especially the way you managed to finagle the English language to flatter the heck out of us and get 250% out of us. To me, that's worth gold. In your honor, me and Derek here put together a little something here that we felt that says with a shadow of our doubt, you are definitely a horse of a different color. And we want to let you know that we're going to embellish your face and your presence in this poster.
I too, Joe, would like to wish you a happy retirement and thank you very kindly. You always gave me the project and let me just go with it and do whatever I wanted. The only requirement that you ever asked was to make the word free as big as possible. And I don't know if that is part of your heritage or if there's a little Scottish in you or not, but I enjoy working for you, and I hope you have a good retirement. Thanks, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Get your hands off my
I'm
knee.
sorry. I just want everyone to know that Joe was the most thoughtful, caring boss I've ever had. I neglected to say he's the only boss I ever had. Happy retirement.
I agree with every word that Gene said, and I had two bosses. Good luck, Joe.
I have never worked for a more professional man in my life. One incident comes to mind when I was working the program booth and the Canadian dollar bill was quite rampant. I had somewhere in the neighborhood of $800 in bills, and someone had given me 2 or 3 ounces of Bailey's. It was around Christmas, I assume. My booth got knocked over, the bills got drenched in a sticky substance. I called Joe over to ask him what kind of a mood he was in. He said, "I'm fine." I said, "You may not be after I tell you what I've done." I told him, he took the bills from me, and I never heard about it again. Joe, Sharon, and I wish you all the best in your retirement. Thank you.
Joe, you intoxicate me with the exuberance of your vociferance, but your highly grammatical prognostications are a little too copious for your diminutive intellect. Or in other words, you don't know shit. Thanks, Joe. You made it fun.
Joe, I don't know whether to be happy or sad. Happy for you that after 39 years in this place, you're going to be able to get out of it, get away from the turmoil that goes on as a daily part of life here, and be able to spend some of your time with Susie. But the sadness comes in when I'm going to miss your smiling face every day, the long conversations in my office. You've been my mentor here for 34 years for me, some people even longer. The one thing I'm really going to miss is looking around the office. When they look for Joe, I know his coat is in the office, his keys are on my desk. Joe's got to be someplace. Go ahead, Rick.
Okay, Joe, I just wanted to wish you the best of luck. If anybody deserves a long and happy retirement, it's you. I just got a little thing I wanted to tell you. I remember when I started here 34 years ago, I was 18 years old. And the thing I remember the most is the way you walked up to me and approached me that day I started. And you shook my hand. And you treated me with class and dignity and as an equal. And I've tried to go through my life treating people the same way. So you mean a lot to me, Joe. And all the best.
Joseph Patrick Dugan Mcgorisk. That's a name that used to appear once in a while on those little memos we used to get from Joe when he very rarely took time off. St. Patrick's Day was a prime example of that. Used to always enjoy those and looking at it. Joe and I became friends and we talked about the past, and he told me he came from Hazel Park. You know, that's where he started in this business. And one day my wife and I were over shopping in that area, and we drove by Hazel Park. And I said, "Oh, that's where Joe used to work," you know. And we drove a little farther down the street, and we saw this little pub. I believe the name was Murphy's. So curiosity got the best of me, so I popped into the pub, and I went into the bartender, an older gentleman. I said, "Look, you wouldn't happen to remember a fella by the name of Joe Mcgorisk?" He said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "Long time ago." He said, "Yeah." He says, "He used to sit right over there. That was his favorite spot." He said, "Well, he had 2 spots." I said, 2? Yeah. He said, "Yeah, he used to sit over there at the beginning, And he said he used to lay on the floor over there after. I said, oh, okay. On a serious note, Joe Mcgorisk has become a friend and ally. He was my liaison to the technical needs of the track. He's a man of integrity, and just like Windsor Raceway, that's a track for all seasons, Joe Mcgorisk, you're a man for all seasons.
Good evening, Joe. As you take your next step into retirement, our thoughts go out to Susie for having you home 24/7. All kidding aside, you will be missed by all of us, and certainly hope that you don't become a stranger. But you know what I'm really going to miss about you, Joe? Is that daily question, that daily phone call, that daily visit to my office, asking that relentless, unending question. How many clerks tonight, Jer?
Joe, everybody's been kissing up to you, but I know the real story. Behind every great man, there's a great woman. That's Susie. Good luck to you, Joe, on your retirement, and may God bless both of you and your families.
Hi, Joe. Just checking out my racing form. Gonna have to sell it in a few minutes. Just thought I'd say a few words. We'll miss your Irish smile and your sense of humor. You have a way about you that makes everyone feel comfortable and at ease. You've kept our program department running smoothly and even pitching in on occasion. We'll miss you, but all good things come to an end. Enjoy your retirement.
Joe, I've known you since 1973 when I first came to Windsor Raceway, and we've worked closely on a day-to-day basis. And as most people know, that I'm responsible for content in the program, and I've had to deal with your writing, which is notoriously bad. And Ron and I have spent many days over one another's shoulder trying to figure out exactly what you were trying to say. I'm going to miss you a lot, but I'm not going to miss your writing.
Like Joe Mcgorisk, I've been here in one capacity or another since Windsor Raceway was open. Early as a groom and an assistant trainer, I looked at Joe when he was admissions manager. Later, when I became a director for OHA, and Joe was in upper management, we got to know one another quite well and got to be friends. 6 years ago, I came to work at Windsor Raceway, and Joe was my boss. I've looked at him from every angle in every different capacity, and you always see the same thing. You got a great guy that does anything for anybody, whether it's for work or personal. Never once did Joe Mcgorisk say, later. He deals with the problem right then, and he's always been that way. Thanks for everything.
Joe, I've been here about 10 years and enjoyed working with you very much. I wish you health and happiness in your retirement. One of the things that I've remembered through the years is the fact that you like to stay focused. And you mentioned that to me several times. And I have to think back, how can you stay focused for so long? Anyways, thanks again.
Joe, us girls in the back are really going to miss you. Denise, Sandra, myself, Carol. But most of all, we're going to miss that cologne. Boy, it's nice when you walk in the room. We know you're coming, though. Okay, Joe, have a happy retirement.
Okay, Joe, best to you in your retirement. I came here in the fall of '66. You were here in '65, so it's been quite a while. We've seen each other grow a little bit older, get a little bit of a pot on us, maybe a little gray hair, and we've been together long enough we can remember when Dave Pryor used to have hair and when Marty Adler didn't have hair.
Joe, finally in saying it, it's just been a pleasure and an honor knowing you and working with you all these years. And on behalf of all of us, we wish you nothing but the best in retirement because you really do deserve it.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Joe.
Miss Galerno.
Yes, Marge.
Do you know Joe Mcgorisk?
I certainly do.
Do you remember when?
Well, quite a while ago. I've known him for a long time.
My memory goes back, but I have one problem with my memory. I can't remember if it was P.J. Mcgorisk or J.P. Mcgorisk.
I think it's J.P. Now, I might be wrong.
Joseph Patrick. Joseph Patrick, the Irishman.
That sounds more Irish.
Yeah, that sounds more Irish. He was very good with the stories. Did he ever come to the backstretch and tell you stories?
No, he wasn't in the backstretch too much. He had more to do in the front, and
Well, he dropped down to the office, and before he'd get to the supplies or the problems or the payroll, there was always a story or two.
Oh, and he used to tell you them?
Yeah, but
you can't.
We can't tell them here.
There you go. Well, we won't tell them. We'll
Sorry,
just let the
Joe.
people know that he does tell stories.
Yes, he did.
Well, I enjoyed working with Joe. I really did. I've known him for a long time. He's got a lovely wife, and I just hope he has a very good retirement. He deserves it.
Well, I do too. I think that he's one of the only few people from the originals left.
There's not too many. No.
As I was saying
not
to
too
Marty,
many.
if we mention names like Siegel, LePayton, Anton, and Patrick, there's a lot of you out there who wouldn't even know who those people were.
That's true.
But without them, we wouldn't be here saying, have a good retirement, Joe.
Good retirement, Joe.
Thank you, Joe, for everything you've done for me. And I've been here for 34 years, as long as you have. I hope you have a good life. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Joe walked into a perfect antidote for this occasion last weekend when I walked into the paddock. A couple of horsemen were talking, and I was just catching the tail end of a conversation. It was all positive superlatives. Really didn't know what had taken place, but I interjected, yeah, we're really going to miss that guy around here. No one seemed concerned that I hadn't been part of the conversation. Everyone knew who we were talking about. You're the only one around here that anybody can be sure that it's all positive superlatives and that everyone in the operation is going to miss. But comes a time when everybody wants to have their life back, especially in the entertainment business. So we're wishing you the best in the future, and have a great rest of your life.
Joe, I just want to say good luck in the future. You've been such a good guy to everybody that I'm ever involved with at this track, and just happy to see you're going to retire in style and do good in your future. Thank you very much, Joe. What are you doing?
I'm taking off my clothes.
Why?
Hi, Joe, you're the most wonderful man I ever met after my husband. But you're leaving, and I'm quitting.
Hey, Joe. This is a maintenance crew. Hey, Tom, you got anything to say?
Yeah, Joe, I think you better run before they change their minds and want you for a few more years. How about you, Hug?
Nope. Bob?
No. Bubba?
Enjoy yourself, Joe. Russ?
Well, Joe, I wanted to say that on behalf of everybody here, because they've all told me this, that we all appreciate the good mood, the positive attitude, the compliments that we always get from you, and we hope you have a great retirement.
Hello, Joe. Joe Mcgorisk, the legend of harness racing industry. Just a man that's well respected throughout Ontario, the United States, Canada. Joe, I want to thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be a very selected few of taking care of racetracks. I'm sure from time to time it was a reluctant decision. I was young, but today, Joe, I really appreciate what you've done for me. And many times I should have called you and thanked you. You're going to be well missed from the grooms, the employees, from the patrons, all racetracks you've dealt with, right up to all the commissions you've dealt with. You've actually got my name in the papers and the sportsman's magazines. And I think, Joe, I don't think I've done wrong for you. I think we've done very well, and I want to thank you for the opportunity you've given me. Thank you.
Hey, Joe. Have a happy retirement. Stan and Joe.
Hi, Joe. Thanks for all the good times, and we'll miss you, and good luck in the future.
Hi, Joe. We'll be very sad to see you go. Things will be changing a lot with you moving on. This will be pretty much the only nice rack we're allowed to have in the tote room anymore, and we wish you good luck.
First of all, Joe, I'd like to wish both you and Susie all the best in this new beginning in your life. You have been a very positive influence over my life, and I am very grateful for that. You will be extremely missed at Windsor Raceway. Things just won't be the same without you, Joe.
The number one thing we do on Switchboard is say, "Good afternoon, Windsor Raceway."
The number one thing we hear on the switchboard is,
Where's Joe? Joe, we're gonna miss you so much.
Bye, Joe.
Did you ever know that you're our hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed. I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. The track would be nothing without you.
Hey Joe, we didn't know what to say all on each individual person, so I read an Irish blessing that reflected kind of how we feel about you. As you slide down the banisters of life, may the splinters never point the wrong way. Thanks, Joe, for being there for us.
We love you.
Bye, Joe.
Hi, Joe. I just want to congratulate you on your retirement. Us waitresses in the clubhouse, we're all gonna miss you. I'm feeling so sad.
Oh, Kath. Joe, you're a wonderful man, Kath. It's okay. We know we're all going to be missing you, Joe.
Do you want to
You're one special. No, oh, Joe, you don't understand, but I need a towel for this one. Oh. You're going to be there. I do, but this will do for now, Joe. We miss you.
I got a lot of Kleenex in here.
All the best, Joe, from all of us in the club.
Congratulations.
Joe, thanks for all of the memories. It's been such a pleasure working with you. Some of the servers couldn't be with us today, but they sent a note. Denise was the honorary writer of the note, so if I can just say, she's at work right now, and she wouldn't have missed this for the world. But you are one of the nicest men that she has ever had the pleasure to know, and constant compliments aren't too bad either. She's going to miss working with you and wish you all the happiness, good luck, and good health in the world. No doubt Sue will take good care of you and teach you all those things that you claim you don't know how to do. Hope you will come to visit us, and everyone is going to miss you. Love, Denise.
Hi, Joe. I'd just like to congratulate you on your retirement. And since you are not going to be working so much, you have more time for sex. Congratulations.
Hello, Joe. You're just about the best guy I work for. And do you remember all those tables you asked me to sit at? You just about tried every table. And a few times I tried my little trick, but you never come up with a tip. Thank you, Joe. Good luck.
All of the
Cheers,
best.
Joe.
Joe, thanks for the memory. How many times did I have to go to your table? Decaf coffee? What, 10, 12 cups of coffee? You think Sue's gonna do that for you? I doubt it. Have a great retirement, Joe.
Joe who?
The short guy.
Oh, is he retiring? Oh my God, I said, now I'm gonna be the shortest one at the track. Well, it's not like we won't be seeing you around town, Joe. Zares, church. Oh, and by the way, while we're at church, keep your mind on the mass and not what color underwear I'm wearing. Anyways, retirement is something you look forward to for the rest of your life. We only wish you the best, Joe. From your best waitresses.
To me, Joe, you're really Mr. Windsor Raceway. You've been here since day one. You know all the history, both the good and the bad. You're very well liked in the industry and very well respected. And your marketing plan, your innovative marketing plans are legendary. Your impish smile is always there, even at the most hectic of times. You're also a master of the spoken word. You have a knack for answering a question or making a remark with a lot of Irish blarney spiced with good humor, when one or two words is all that's required. All of us at Windsor Raceway, from the staff to the horsemen and the patrons, will miss you, Joe, as your shoes will be next to impossible to fill. May your retirement bring yourself and Susie many enjoyable and pleasurable filled years, as you certainly deserve it.
Well, Joe, I'm going to miss you. Going to miss our lunches. I guess maybe I'll lose a few pounds. That you know, that you're not forcing me to go down there every day for lunch. But thanks for all the advice, and thanks for all the help, especially in the last year. I really appreciate it, and you don't know how much. So have a great retirement. Wish you and Susie all the best. Thanks.
Well, congratulations, Joe. I'm so happy for you. You have just been an individual that I will always cherish, having known, having worked with, and being a friend to. You're one of those gentlemen that is a true gentleman. You care for people genuinely. No matter what the problem, it's never a problem for you, Joe. And there is always a solution, because you find the solution. You have been the glue that's pulled everything together. I've had in my life the opportunity to work with tens of thousands of people, and I want you to know, Joe, that you are the number one. You have been so special. It's just difficult to describe. And the wonderful humor that you add to everything. Telling us about that you're on the road and Susie's driving and you're got your little peach schnapps going from the cooler in the back seat. To the story of you and your brother juggling jobs between Windsor Raceway and Hazel Park, and none of us really knowing who was actually here. Joe, your allegiance to this company, your friendship to Tom Joy, just second to none. I love you, Joe, and you are just number one in my books. All the best to you and Susie and the family.
Hey, Joe, I'd like to do an Irish poem. May your pockets be heavy, your heart be light. May good luck pursue you each morning and night. Thanks, Joe, for working with you and Susie. It was the best time of my life. Thanks.
Joe, it's been a blast working with you. The lessons we've learned, the things you've taught us, the knowledge we've gained. You'll be deeply missed. So best of luck.